Thank you, Jamie, for your time and your talents in this project. I really enjoyed it.
Thanks, Jeandra. That's very kind of you. Thanks.
The pleasure is mine. Something that's interesting to me about the man, as we'll call him until his identity is revealed for the audience, is the feeling that someone lost evokes. In that, even though he might have done some bad things, there's something sympathetic about a person who doesn't know who he is, who doesn't know his history, no matter what that history is. What type of reaction did you have to him when you learned who the man was?
Yeah, wow. I felt like I was discovering him in the best possible way, like the audience were. I feel it's very interesting the way they played with that idea of um, morality because you are very much on his side from the beginning. But I think by the end, some stuff that is revealed about him that is fairly unsavory, let's say. And I think you are then your judgment is called into question, which is a really interesting thing for the audience, because this is someone who's you're rooting for him, you're gunning for him, and you like him. I hope. I think my idea was that you really like him and care for him, but then I also think that there's an idea, maybe just maybe, where you're not maybe everything that's revealed to him because of this altered state that is revealed to him in episode 5. I'm not sure you're meant to believe all of it. You know what I mean? You're maybe then not fully meant to buy into all of the darkness. So you're constantly questioning what you're meant to believe. He felt very real to me. He felt very human to me. But he also felt very um, uh, sort of imperfect
Mm.
and broken, and as a result of that, much more relatable because that's how we are as people.
For sure. In the midst of him being in this broken state, he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who these people are that we can trust. And he's in the midst of a land that he's not from. He's in the middle of nowhere. You personally, what's more fearful to you? Not waking up and not knowing who you are, or waking up and not knowing where you are?
Probably who I am. I think I could get my head around. I think we've all woken up and not known where we are before. um, I haven't done that so much since my 20s probably, but but yeah, it'd be truly terrifying to wake up and not know who you are. It'd be one of my fears, I guess, of that of especially if you just saw a face and the face was very close to you or showing you a lot of attention and you didn't recognize that face. By the way, that is some people's real reality. It's a real thing that happens, and it's terrifying. So I think that, yeah, well, I feel like I could deal with it if I didn't know where I was. I'd be like, you know, there's so many apps on your phone now. You just get yourself get yourself home.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those and woken up and not where I was too. We all been there at a time or two. Lastly, working with Danielle, who portrays Helen, she's lost in a sense herself, in that she doesn't have her footing in her career and those things. And you guys, the chemistry between the two of you and the scenes that you play together is really, really great. What do you think that she does well that inspired you to perform when you were together in those scenes?
Well, it's such an unlikely couple. It's an unlikely duo, particularly from when you see them at the beginning and her energy that she's bringing in, which is kind of jarring. And in that moment, you're suddenly getting like, who's this girl here? Like, what's she? This is like a very funky, fresh, new energy that is coming in at this point that you're not expecting it. If you see from where they are in the hospital when they first meet to where they end up, it's quite incredible. And I feel like as an audience, you're as much on Helen's journey as you are on the man's. You're with her, and she's the moral sort of compass of this story, and she's kind of everyone. She's everyone. She's dealing with real stuff. She's dealing with relatable stuff, in her home life and in her work life. And I just loved working with her. You know, we were both equally sort of terrified at the beginning of how, because of the journeys are so complicated, about where to pitch it early. You know, you're never shooting these things in sequence. You know, you're always all over the shop in terms of where you begin. But I really felt trust with Danny from the beginning. I think we both had each other's back, and we both trusted so much Chris Sweeney, who directed the first block, who we needed his guidance so much to be like, it's okay, like where you're going with this is right, you know, especially when you're playing with something that's tonally shifting so much, and Danny's providing so much of the comedy in the piece, but then also some very real drama of what's happening in her real life. So pitching it was always our biggest fear of where we were, but we again just trusted each other. And same with Shalom Broom Franklin, who's unbelievable in it too. And we had this thing of like, my character's either with Shalom or with Danielle. Like for the most part, they only had one scene where they were together, where we were all together. So I got very lucky with my girls on this one. Like, just like we had a lot of fun with each other and trusted each other and had a laugh together.
Mhm. I thought you all were wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. This is a great series, and I appreciate you talking to me.
Thanks, Jeandra. Thank you.